uităm la prea puțin English content, so now is the time. Este alphas versus betas. Și eu sunt gamma.
Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I don't...
By the way, am observat o chestie la videoclipurile astea de la Jubilee. Activează traducerea. Videoclipurile astea de la Jubilee, astea versus, întrebările sunt slanted mereu către, I don't know how to say it, către the bad side, gen slanted în sensul bun pentru ei. Adică the burden of, nu știu, gen, mereu pare că ăia care sunt, da, pentru scandal, pare că ăia care sunt în poziție de, nu știu, the norm, I guess, kinda. De exemplu, am văzut ăsta, am văzut ăla cu trans people și nu mai știu ce era. Gen, mereu întrebările sunt puse în așa fel încât partea care nu e, I guess, oprimată, I don't know how to say, partea mai weak, da? Să trebuiască într-un fel sau altul să aibă the burden of explaining themselves. Da? Ei mereu trebuie să fie aia care trebuie să, nu știu, să explice de ce așa, așa, nu știu, așa mi se pare că sunt puse întrebările. Nu mereu, dar marea majoritatea timpului. Am văzut și la cops versus convicts, polițiști versus, acolo s-a și plâns un om. Acolo s-a și prins un ex-convict, că întrebările sunt puse în așa fel, gen wording-ul, phrasing-ul, sunt puse ca să învețe privitorul. Nu, că wording-ul, phrasing-ul e pus în așa fel încât, nu știu, minimizează partea proastă din acest versus, din acest middle ground. Gen minimizează cât de nasoală e partea proastă. Și știu că încearcă să fie obiective, I guess, dar ce să vezi, obiectivitatea, când una parte este the norm, da? Mereu you're slanting towards ce e the norm, prin a fi centrist, prin a fi la mijloc.
I think that if a woman cannot look up to you in some way, then she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, she cannot love you.
I totally disagree. I
totally agree.
Totally disagree.
Bun.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
Oh my god! 3 din 4, stai că se răzgândește și al patrulea. Că nu vrea să fie beta. Nu vrea să fie beta low pe lângă aia. Se răzgândește și al patrulea și vin toți 4. Da, exact ce am zis.
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree that men, want to sleep with multiple women. I think it's natural because one of the things is
natural
because we have so much sperm and that we produce so much sperm.
Coaie, poți să arunci sperma aia oriunde. You do not need a woman for that. You literally don't.
And that
masturbarea este prezentă în viața oamenilor de atât de mult timp cât este și sexul. Ce, oamenii grotei crezi că nu dădeau laba?
Makes us want to repopulate the earth basically. And so a lot of times what happens is I think that society is telling men not to do that for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And some guys fall into that. But I definitely believe that, men actually want to be with multiple women because it's just...
By the way, he's not making gen argumentul, nu știu, de relații poliamoroase sau whatever. Nu. He's making that men should do it. Always. Men should do it. Și nici măcar nu vorbește despre o dinamică a relației, cum ar exista ea, cum s-a... Da, și vorbește ca și cum women are cum-socks to him. The only reason he's into women and wants to have sexual relationships with women e că produce prea multă spermă.
It's a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, men always cheating and guys feel like they, trying to hide the cheating and everything like that. And if it was...
By the way, ce e tricoul ăla? Submissive women are sexy? Okay.
for them to just want to be with that one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think for the way we were cultured, I agree with that, but also to just through human history, right? For survival, maybe this is old school thinking, but it's just like for survival, you need...
Mai fac argumentele aia de suntem ca maimuțele. Instinctul nostru este să, cum îi zice, să get as many offsprings as we can. Să have as many children as we can ca să continuăm existența speciei.
Have lots of kids. So someone's pregnant, how do you keep multiplying? You just, more women, right? Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just kind of the way. I think women even cheat too. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, I think women also want to do their...
That was not the question. Just, it says a lot about them, da? Că that was not the question. It had absolutely nothing to do with it, and that's the first place where their mind went.
thing, you know what I'm saying, in some situations, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just men. I think it's a natural, like I feel like because that desire is there, it's a natural thing for, you know, if we're talking specifically men, that desire to want to do it is natural in us, so then therefore you're going to want to do it. So I don't think it's a natural thing to just be with this one woman, but at the same time when I'm with this one woman, I only want to stay with her. It's almost like I'm lying to myself if I just want to be with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. But the question is that the...
I don't know, man. Find someone that's open to a polyamorous relationship. Work that out. Find a fitting dynamic for both of you, or just do not be in exclusive relationship. How about that? Pentru că să ai dorința asta despre care vorbește el și în continuare să cauți relații exclusive, tot ce arată despre tine, da, e că you want to lock that person in, da? Să go back to that person always, și în rest faci și pula ta vrei tu.
end point is
Și cum o faci prin a păcăli persoana aia.
being with multiple women, the end point. I'm of the firm belief that it is important to position yourself as a man to have the capacity to be with as many women as you possibly can and position yourself in a way where you understand.
Și oricum, hai să fim serioși, pe toți acești alfa de aici i-ar deranja o relație poliamoroasă în care dinamica este că, ce să vezi, și femeia vrea să fie polyamorous as well. That would not sit right with them.
Female nature and you maximize your potential as a man. And that's where I don't necessarily agree that just because there's a deeper desire to continue to do it means it's going to be the most optimal thing for you and your own ability to thrive at the highest level and connect with God here on earth.
I was taught not to be with multiple women, right? But it's like, especially, I mean, here's the thing, especially when you're in a relationship, right? It's like, it's better to grow together with somebody than multiple people, which I totally agree. But I think in the dating terms, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being multiple women.
The idea of, că există mai multe dinamici în polyamorous relationships. You can have an anchor partner, da? Am mai vorbit despre asta pe stream la un moment dat când ne-am uitat la Marilu, da? Că zice el aici că grow with one person, dar he wants to date multiple. Yeah, de-aia există în relații poliamoroase ideea de anchor partner, da? Persoana cu care relaționezi cel mai mult, cu care ești propriu zis într-o relație poliamoroasă, da? Și cu care aveți o dinamică specifică. Nu trebuie să ai dinamica aia cu fiecare persoană that you date in a polyamorous relationship.
Because I think that's just dating. It's experimenting, it's finding other people. But are we naturally made to just always be with one person? It's like, if that were true, then these first thoughts...
Și din nou, oricum, tot ce zic ei acum este demontat de faptul că dacă sunt întrebați dintre ăștia 4, poate unul, dar nu cred că nici măcar unul dintre ei este ok cu aceeași dinamică din partea femeii.
Being with another woman, even though I'm in a committed relationship, would never occur, but it comes up once in a while. But it doesn't mean I'm acting upon it. So...
And you might be being generous about saying once in a while. Probably comes up quite a bit.
It depends what kind of relationship you're in, I guess, or how good of a day it is, right? Like, but I would say for me...
Is it wrong to assume they're transphobic la cum rezumă femeia la pizdă și recreation purposes? Nu știu dacă e... I mean, at the same time nu a zice niciunul dintre ei că i-aș da vreo șansă să nu fie, dar pula mea, având în vedere că probabil știu de ei înainte că they're all nu știu, gen vorbesc foarte colocvial despre subiect.
Me, if it was totally natural, even though I was nurtured into only being with
Dacă nu m-aș aștepta să specifice acum că...
one woman, that these thoughts wouldn't occur then.
Right, and the thing with me, I'm non-monogamous, so I have a wife, I have a girlfriend, and I still, from time to time, hook up with other girls.
He is not monogamous. I wonder how it is for her.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, it feels regular to me. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to do it or doing it because I'm forcing myself. It just feels just natural, like it's something I want to do. You know what I mean? And so to not do it feels unnatural. You might just want this one woman for a relationship. I can understand that. But sexually, though, I think it's all BS.
Yeah, I agree. I think a man can absolutely be head over heels in love with a woman and still sleep with other women and it not mean anything to him.
Right.
And I think all men have the proclivity to want to...
Stare curios ce să zică ăia care vin. The betas. Dar, by the way, cum i-au categorisit ca... Gen, ăia care se identifică ca alfa i-au pus la alfa și ăia care nu se identifică ca nimic i-au pus la beta? Sau ăia se identifică ei ca fiind... How did they reach a conclusion? Da, we're betas. Ei, gen ăștia 4 i-au ales pe ceilalți ca fiind beta?
Sleep with other women. Now, whether they're able to speak to that and actually act on that or not, or if they've been able to, like you said, like religiously find a way to work around it. Not
Religiously? What do you mean religiously find a way to work throughout it? What?
Religion has been great for that, because if it weren't for religion, we probably would not have society. But I think what's most important to identify is that a man should create choice in his life. And if you have choice, you should be able to do as you wish, particularly like in your case, like in my case, if there's no deceit.
Exactly.
It's the lying. That, in my opinion, is actually the overall problem when guys, tend to go outside of a relationship. They lie to the woman.
Right.
That's the problem.
So when I was growing up, I was under the belief of just being with one woman, right? Like I was a virgin for a very long time. Then one girl broke my heart. So that caused like a lot of insecurity, resentment towards the other side, right? And then I just became like a man whore for a little bit.
The problem is you have guys who are monogamous, but they're monogamous.
Ok, deci ăștia de aici toți 4 nu sunt monogamous? Că I highly doubt that. Și oricum, dacă ei zic că nu sunt monogamous, asta nu înseamnă că în relația lor persoana cealaltă nu este monogamous sau că nu vor ei să fie monogamous dacă nu sunt într-o relație.
Because they're forced to be monogamous, in a way meaning that they have no choice because they don't have the skill to attract multiple women.
And a lot of times they'll use that as virtue signaling.
Și faptul că nu menționează, ce puțin, uite, tipul ăla le-a zis că este he has a wife. Faptul că nu a menționat că they're in a non-monogamous relationship și a povestit numai despre el, cum he's dating other people. Și by the way, pot exista, I'm not denying că nu există relații poliamoroase în care una dintre persoane nu vrea ea persoană, dar e o dinamică mult mai dubioasă pe care e foarte greu de analizat dacă persoana aia e cu adevărat ok ca partenerul să fie poliamoros și ea să nu fie monogamă, să nu it's hard to analyze, but it can happen, I guess. Dar când este vorba despre un bărbat și o femeie cis, most of the time când vezi o relație cum a zis ăla de el he's the polyamorous one and și ea nu e, it raises a lot of question marks.
I would never do such a thing. Well, actually, bro, you can't.
All right. Can the disagree step forward?
I remember when I would like go on tour and things like that, my friends would
Angelo, beta.
always try to encourage me to like hook up with girls that were on to me. But I wasn't really like into it. And it made me feel like
se uită ăsta în costum albastru la el cu niște ochi judecători.
weird, like off, like there was something wrong with me. And now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm only having sex with multiple women, so I'm not weird, so I'm quote unquote normal. I feel like even when I do have sex with these random women, it doesn't give me any gratification. And I know that comes with like random sex in the end, but I know in the back of my mind that like I just like simply
Omule, vezi că ți-a rămas sacoul mic.
I've been with multiple women and I've been with one woman.
N-am înțeles exact ce vrea să zică, by the way, și...
And being with one woman is just so peaceful. As far as like telling young men that they're born this way and that they should feel this way, it can really...
Da, gen, niciuna dintre... pentru că, din nou, the conversation revolves around polyamory existing. None of these either or should feel normal, I guess. Și it's not about men. Că întrebarea e pusă about men. It's not about men.
Not do damage, but just sort of making you second guess things about yourself. Am I normal? Am I weird? Is there something off about me? Everyone else around me is saying that I have to feel this way or I have to do these things, but yet I don't feel the courage to do those things.
I would say that's not true, though. I don't think that we should promote men sleep with multiple women. I think that we should promote choice and what feels right to you. So in your particular case, I would never tell you to sleep with multiple women. I think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it or stop doing it. It's not about pushing it on the young men, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of young men that have a demon inside and maybe are really upset and frustrated with themselves because they feel a certain way. And it's like, oh, I'm coming out the closet. I'm straight. You know, or
what? What? I'm coming out the closet. I'm straight.
Because they feel a certain.
Who the fuck comes out of the closet as straight? Excuse me?
Certain way, and it's like, oh, I'm coming out the closet. I'm straight. You know.
Who was okay, maybe there is like a fringe example or something. Someone, I don't know where, care had to came out of the closet as straight. That.
or super straight or too straight or what?
Or super straight. Oh. We're still using that term. He's still stuck in 2017. Okay. Do you remember the whole super straight movement?
Whatever it is, I think that it's really going to be about choice, man. So
the whole super straight movement, pentru cine nu știe, au fost niște bărbați care ziceau că ei sunt super straight because they would never date trans women. Și in the fringe part erau și niște femei care ziceau că they're super straight because they would not date trans men, dar erau aproape inexistentă partea aia. Singurul motiv pentru care exista acel movement e doar ca să arate că persoanele aia nu văd trans men as men, trans women as women. Da? Atât. Că altfel nu îi întreba nimeni de... You do not need to classify someone as super straight, whatever. You're just straight. That's it.
If me to you, I tell you, if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah, I agree. In your situation, what was happening, and this is what I think a lot of times what happens is you have guys who will have sex with multiple women.
Și asta, by the way, nu ce zic că straight women straight people don't have relationship with straight men don't have relationships with trans women și că asta îi face în vreun fel mai puțin sau altul straight. Nu, clar. There doesn't need to be a distinction. You're just straight. That's it.
Because they're trying to fill a void. Right. So it shouldn't be about filling a void. It should be about you actually desiring. So you don't desire to do
it. Bine ai revenit.
So which is why you shouldn't do it. But there are guys who desire to do it. But then...
Bine, hai să vedem care e următoarea întrebare. Submissive women are more attractive than dominating men. Ok, prezic ăla cu tricoul 100% va ieși în față, că efectiv scrie pe tricoul lui asta. Ok, prezic că 3 din 4 vor merge în față. Din partea stângă.
Submissive women are more attractive than dominating women.
Oh, hell yeah. You know.
Am zis 3 din 4, i-am citit. Sincer, voiam și să prezic și chiar pe ăla care a rămas în spate, dacă mă crede sau nu, voiam să zic că nu va ieși în față. I don't know why, I had the feeling. Ar fi trebuit să zic.
Hell yeah. Listen, my shirt says submissive.
Yeah, we know what your shirt says.
Women are sexy. Okay, so
yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Look, I think one of the most beautiful things about love is being able to fully take care of a woman.
Yeah, because you like codependence. Finding it, there's nothing wrong with not having a problem with it if the other person wants it. Huh? Dar being attracted to that dynamic, specifically being attracted to it, da? You want a certain power dynamic. You're actively looking for a relationship like that. Și having a problem with people that cannot, cum îi zice, care nu vor o relație de genul. You just want a certain power dynamic. You just want certain codependence, that person să aibă a dependence on you.
In every way, whether that's emotionally,
codependence,
protecting, providing, everything about that. Like every fairy tale that was ever written for all of time was about a man saving a woman from a castle and a dragon, right? Or some sort of scenario like that. And I think that's absolutely beautiful.
Uite, a zis cu gura lui de ce? Pentru că he's a result of his environment. A vorbit despre poveștile cu a knight saving a princess from a castle. Și da, și înțeleg că până la o anumită vârstă, logic că și eu aveam impresia că this is the dynamic that should be. Ca peste tot ești asaltat de dinamica asta și că așa ar trebui să existe. Dar come on, he's a full-ass grown man.
And I have nothing against women being empowered.
Da, vrea să fie Shrek.
But I do feel like the happiest women in the world are the ones that look up to a man and that he can fight every day to love her and love his kids and his family and provide and be that source of something to actually look up to. Like, I believe a woman...
By the way, having a partner that you can look up to și are grijă de copii și whatever, nu înseamnă că you should take care of
a man, and it's very, very, very healthy. Am I saying that somebody that doesn't do that is not a man? No, I would never. But ideally, the relationships that are going to work, the relationships in, let's say, the 30s, 40s, 50s, or whenever, we were having nuclear families stay together before we went off the gold standard and inflation.
Nuclear families were staying together pentru că divorcing, da, would have been harder. Și în primul rând, emanciparea femeii, the lack thereof, da? Le spunea că trebuie să rămână in an abusive household, da? Then nuclear families were working. Pentru că nu plecau din familiile alea. It wasn't really an option, da? You had to eat it up. Și până și atunci, are we talking about the same US? Pentru că existau, da? Nu, not every, știu că nici el nu zice că every nuclear family worked. But come on, the nuclear family nu, că el acum încearcă să zică că the nuclear family fell because of inflation and not having the gold standard anymore and whatever. No, nuclear family started, au început să se dezintegreze de dinainte de asta.
Pushed everybody to have, two people have to have a job? Yeah, dude, I do. I think those relationships are much happier when the man could lead a house and be proud of going out and going to work every day and fighting for his family. Yeah, I do.
Existau extraordinar de multe crize existențiale în femeile care nu aveau joburi în pula mea, stăteau în casă toată ziua și nu aveau joburi, aveau job. Jobul era să stea acasă, să aibă grijă de copil, să gătească, să întrețină casa din toate punctele de vedere. E un job. Nu primeai bani și nu aveai o fișă de post și whatever, dar come on! There were so many femei care were consuming alcohol, drugs for different reasons pentru că it was a depressing way of living.
Yeah, I think what we...
For a lot of them, not for all. Erau, I guess, some that would have been okay with it. Dar nu poți să zici că the nuclear family was a great dynamic. It wasn't. It was a flawed dynamic.
What we have to do is we have to look at general female happiness.
Și motivul din nou principal pentru care pare, looking back, că funcționa, e că nu aveau cum să plece de acolo. Nu exista opțiunea nici, cum îi zice, nici de a-și găsi joburi ca să se întrețină ca lumea și să ia și copiii să se întrețină ca lumea. Da? Erau învățate să eat up different types of abuse.
Because that's really what I'm into. Like, I don't really care what guys think or what girls think. And I think I have a unique perspective in that I've worked with a lot of high-performing women that operate in this dominant role. And I work with them for the purpose of helping them be able to reintegrate with that more submissive, connected, intuitive part of themselves that really is connected to their bodies, that if they were connected to their bodies wouldn't be as dominant, at least in the presence of men.
Excuse me? Ce?
And with every woman that I've worked with, there is this deep, deep, deep desire, regardless of what she says externally, to submit to the leadership of a man that she knows can properly hold.
It says a lot that a man is teaching them that, by the way. Gen că deci el zice că este natural pentru femei to submit to a man, da? But a man is saying that to them.
Down the emotional space and really put her interest at the forefront.
Gen, if it was so natural, why isn't a woman coaching them in that? By the way, sunt sigur că există și femei care au genul ăsta de programe de coaching și whatever.
Right? As soon as when a woman is dominant over that man, she can't respect him. It's just impossible.
She can't feel safe.
Right, exactly. And the thing is with
By the way, for them, respect means submission. Da? Okay, so do men, gen, you, Mr. Locario, by the way, faptul că are Mr. înainte, gen, you, by being the dominant woman in a relationship, does that mean you don't respect the woman you're with?
submission is like if you even look at the word submission, sub, under, a mission. If I have a mission and this woman is under my mission, meaning
Is that aia etimologia cuvântului?
I'm leading her, right? Then that is a actual good relationship that's going to flourish.
Truly, deep down, every woman would love nothing more than to be more feminine in a role, in a family, and take on.
Și oricum, e flot de la început tot ce zic ei, pentru că they assign femininity with certain things, da? Femininity means taking care of kids, taking care of a household, being already. Da? They're ascribing things to femininity that don't necessarily mean femininity.
That motherly role or that nurturing role or the role that feels supportive to the overall mission of a man. It's just got to be a man worth getting behind, and weak men are the reason why this is a problem. Case in point, look at the workplace. You don't see women applying for jobs to be power line guys or hang steel at steel companies. They're not picketing outside of the United States Army being like, why won't you draft me? They don't want that smoke, bro. Like,
You shouldn't want that fucking smoke either, by the way.
That's okay.
Right.
And I can't say enough. It's like, as a man, like, you get to take pride in taking care of a woman, protecting women. What about your daughters, man? You want to protect and provide, care for them. That's okay.
Dada, it's because they're your kids. The fuck do you mean?
Let them be feminine. A strong man doesn't need you to be a man. He say, fine, you can be a woman. You're safe, sweetheart. You come with me.
Right.
That's it.
Ok. Sunt tare curios el de ce nu a pășit în față. Care este argumentul lui? Având în vedere că este și el alfa.
There's just a few things that I disagree on. I think that in 2023 especially, I think women just want to be able to look to the side and see their partner as an equal. And I think a lot of women now I don't think they're trying to be men. I think what they're realizing is that the qualities that they were looking for in men, they've always had it within themselves. If women are submissive, it's mostly for, I want to say, like, the validation for the man. I think they know in the back of their heads, like, they know now that they can do things on their own. I don't think they necessarily need a man, but I think what they're looking for is that intimacy to have a partner. But I don't think that they require one.
Oh, no, they do. Because, a lot of these girls,
Oh, no, they do!
they usually go home and cry at night from being lonely, from not having a man. They have all these things, and then they're upset they don't have a man. You know what I mean? And
Păi, Dara, does that mean they want a dominant man that doesn't let her do anything? Maybe they create this because they want a partner, they want a confidant, something. It doesn't necessarily say anything about the dynamic that should exist between them. Da, nu plâng după ideea de un bărbat neapărat. Even if, că asta, să zicem că we assume that they do what he says they do. Da? This problem of loneliness și whatever nu trebuie să fie bandajată, rezolvată whatever printr-o relație cu un bărbat dominant și azi fie submissive. Nu.
I heard you say that, women want to be the man's equal, but you don't see, and maybe this could just be a societal thing, a societal pressure, but you don't see women doing things that could make them equal to the men. You don't see the women approaching the men. You don't see the women paying for the dates. You don't see the women being more assertive to the man. You see what I'm saying? So where's that at?
They got options. They got so much more options than men.
Well, I'll tell you what you do see. You see a high level of women on antidepressants, more than ever, right? And I think that's a bunch of women trying to cope.
By the way, la toate chestia aia pe care le-a zis, unul la mână, există femei care fac asta, și doi la mână, motivul pentru care nu fac unele dintre chestiile alea, mă rog, sunt mai multe motive. Unul dintre ele ar fi că, da, într-adevăr, cum bărbații sunt învățați să facă foarte multe chestii care nici ei nu sunt învățate, care ar fi o opțiune, care poate să fie atractiv și whatever, și pe lângă asta, approaching men in general, da, might feel not optimal for them, da? A lot of the times, even if they would want to approach a man, they might not feel okay with approaching a random man.
Parents are the happiest couple ever seen, still to this day. But my dad was able to, and still is able to, at funerals, be able to show emotion during movies when he feels the emotion, be able to show up and do that. I'd never see him whining about like, well, you guys.
Bun, ok, bine, am înțeles cum... Gata, enough of this video. Țara făcărașului. Nu mă, e o țară din Europa. Din Uniunea Europeană. Stop pressuring me. I'm not giving any other details. No, by the way, nobody has guessed it yet. Gata. You're bad at this. The UN summit porn videos. Da, lapte rece, da. Da. I can go more specific than that, but I won't. I'll stop just saying that you were right. That's it. Atât. Gata, ne oprim acolo. No, I shouldn't have ever talked about it on stream nici acum mult timp când am vorbit prima oară. Dar aia e. The cat is out of the bag. Schengen Space Porn.